the dawning of a new era. It's new and exciting, my friends. It's Friday at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club, and we're going to get started right about now. Hello, welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. The complete Loan Officer Friday, my friends. It's all new, it's exciting, it's thrilling, it's riveting. You're going to want to sit down and buckle in, my friends, because this is going to get a little crazy. Maybe a little more crazy than it usually is. Who knows? We'll find out. I know I'm looking forward to it. So welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club on Fridays, my friends. The Complete Loan Officer, brought to you by the Mortgage Marketing Animals. I, of course, am your host, Frank Garay. We're here with a bunch of really, really cool people. Wow, let's see, who do we got here today? Well, first of all, Don Lake's here. I just got to give Don Lake a cheer. You know, Don, you got to unmute for me, brother. You just got to say good morning to me, man. What's going on? I got to hear from you, man. I have to. I must. Can you find the unmute button? Are you on it? Can you do it? I will sad trombone you. You did it. What's going on?
It's been great. I've been generating activity and things for the community. Had some good successes getting, actually, my favorite is still Tuesdays. Getting so much activity from the listing agents, which I never spent much time with before. But I've had, in the past few weeks, I've had listing agents sending deals right away.
Wow. Hey, Don, before you go any further, we can't really hear you that good, but I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm liking it. So do you have like a Bluetooth or something, or a microphone that's not in front of you, or what's the deal? It's like we're hearing you from across the room. But what you were saying was great. I didn't even expect that. So
I don't know. Can you hear me better?
Yeah. Now tell us what started again. How's it going?
So, you know, it's still I think my greatest success from Mortgage Marketing Animals is focusing on the Tuesdays and the Just Ask. And I had never spent much time on the listing agents before. Of course, I work the buying agents, but that listing agents has driven me 2 deals in the past few weeks of before my deal even closed. The listing agent was sending me something because they liked how I followed up and how I was handling things. So, my
goodness, man, congratulations! It's the first Loan Officer Breakfast Club Fridays, the Complete Loan Officer in the great way, man. Thank you, Don. Thanks for your participation. Do you have a Loan Officer Breakfast Club T-shirt?
Yes, I do. I should.
Oh, great. Do you have a coffee?
Shirts, huh? You want me to put?
Do you have a coffee? Do you have a coffee?
Yeah. No, I don't have coffee.
Coffee cup? Okay, well, giving stuff away like crazy. If you guys weren't on the Blueprint yesterday where I hosted it, you should have been. Yeah, it was great. You know, sorry, Carl. You kind of hit your credit card a little hard that day. Sorry about that. But what can I say? I was at a loss. I didn't know what to do. I thought I'm just going to give stuff away. So that's what I did. You know, it was fun. Hey, I do have a spark for today, right? And we're just going to talk about it. I'm not going to read anything, but here's what it is. Riding the waves of change. Mm-hmm. Riding the waves of change, my brothers and sisters. How do you think about that?
Surf is up.
Right, Matt Bass. What do you think, Matt? Riding the waves of change, my friend. What do you think?
The only constant in life is change.
Ooh, the only constant in life is change. I like it. Good one. Good one. I got to pick on a sister. Where's a sister? Kim Creighton. What do you think? Riding the waves of change. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. And since we're on Tech Fridays, I am thinking it is a perfect spark to get us kicked off on this inaugural Friday. How about that?
You are just like right with me. You got it. Yeah, man. That's exactly it. We are riding the waves of change, my friends. We got to, right? We got to. We just have to. That's what we got to do. All right. Well, speaking of riding the waves of change.
First of all, Frank, I'm impressed. So here we are, our first Friday. I wasn't sure how much word got out.
Yeah.
Between what we have live on Facebook, we're already over 300 people. I'm impressed the word got out so much. Hey, thanks everybody for helping spread the word about Friday. So we were prepared, just the 5 of us hanging out and telling stories and have some coffee. Thanks for showing up and thanks for getting the word out.
All right. Well, let's kick this thing off, man. Again, like Carl said, thanks so much for showing up on Friday. And let's get going, man. This is our first one. I'm excited to see what we've got cooking. So we're going to bring up Chris Johnstone and Carl White and see what they got for us. So let's go, my friends. What do you got, guys?
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural Friday of Breakfast Club, all about marketing. So Friday is kind of like lead generation and those extra little activities that we can stack on top of the DSP. And when we originally brainstormed this idea, what we really wanted to come out with is showcasing members. Like, what's working now? What marketing are you seeing out there that's really moving the needle for you? And then having an open discussion about it, sharing it with other members, and then taking that extra little tweak that might make it a little bit better. And that's what Fridays are all about. So it's about filling the pipeline after you've done the fundamentals. So if you need that extra little bit of volume, you need that extra little bit of flow in your mortgage business, we're out there on Fridays doing those activities to help just get that extra little boost in your business. So that's what Fridays are all about. Carl, anything that you want to add to that?
I had to unmute myself because I'm at the same time I'm jamming to Steely Dan over here. So
Appropriate.
My favorite song, My Old School, popped up, and so I had to jam out a little bit. Yeah, I think the whole idea behind the Complete Loan Officer is to embrace the things that have worked and continue to work and giving us stellar results, and then melding that into technology to make that work for us yet even better. And so I want you to, kind of think of, you've already got a plane, but now we're strapping a jet engine on that plane. So you're already flying. Now it just helps you get there a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, and maybe a little bit further. And so that's the idea. So what's our topic for today, Chris?
So we're going to talk about how one of our members doubled the amount of deals that they were closing from the online leads that they were generating. So we're going to talk about how to use artificial intelligence to double the response that you get from the leads that you've got. Now, not everybody's going to double. That's kind of like a, in and around that. But I had a gentleman on our podcast who is using our new artificial intelligence, and he has actually doubled the number of conversations and the number of deals that he's closing from online leads. And when I say online leads, I mean leads that are coming into his mortgage business as a result of, people finding him on the internet, his Google profile. So people are finding him on Google, calling in. He's set up the software to automatically text those people back if he misses the phone call. And then,
and I think here's been the problem with online leads. It's been an ongoing problem. Online leads is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is, man, you can get a ton of them for almost nothing, right? The curse is there's a reason why you can get so many of them for almost nothing. Is the quality of them. So the quality of them is rough, right?
Yep.
And we tried for probably the last 5 or 6 years and spent literally millions of dollars in advertising, Facebook ads, Zillow, like you name it, we've done it. Instagram, TikTok, like pretty much all over the gambit. And getting the leads is not a problem. The problem is the conversion is so low, clogs up, and we're finding you can we're finding they convert somewhere around 1%, 2%, which on the outside doesn't look so bad because you think, all right, well, if I get 100 leads, I close 2, that's awesome. But the problem is we're having to have 100 conversations to close 2. Try closing 4. Now you have 200. It's not scalable. So we were looking for a way. At first, you'd think, well, let's just work on a higher quality lead. Come to find out that doesn't seem like it's available. So then I came to Chris with a problem. It seems like getting a higher quality, it just isn't going to happen, right? It's just like everybody throughout the industry, 1 to 2%. That's just the number. And so instead of getting a higher quality, we thought, how can we convert? How can we have 100 conversations faster to get to those 2 so that we can have 200, 300, 400, 500, even 1,000 conversations? Now we're talking about real money. So back to you, Chris.
That's right. Absolutely. And one differentiating point there. getting your Google profile, your local Google profile to show up in the 3-pack. So when you do a search on Google, the map placement shows up and people can read your 5-star ratings and reviews on Google. Those convert much higher.
Like we're seeing like 15, 17%. I know Kevin Gillespie, the leader of our branch manager academy, he's got some guys. And when I say guys, that's gender neutral. So he's got some people that these online searches, Google searches, are converting in the high teens, almost to the level of referred leads. So different. We'll talk about that maybe next week.
Right. So what we're talking about is leads that you're buying from Facebook, Google, any type of like rate-based site, or leads that you're getting from your real estate partners. This is incredibly valuable to you for you to take to those top performing realtors where they're buying leads off Zillow, Boomtown, any of these other services, because there's really 3 things that really move the needle for us in the mortgage industry when we're converting online leads. And this all comes from studies that were done and published in the Harvard Business Review. So instant communication with a lead is the number one thing that you can double your conversion with. So that person is online, they're looking, they fill out a form. If you can get back to that person within the first 10 minutes, and I think it's 5 minutes, but the study is if you can get back to them within 10 minutes, you 10 times the amount of conversations that you have by just being back to them when they want to have the conversation. Because we all know life is busy. All of a sudden, they're looking for real estate information or they want to get information on a mortgage, and then the kids spill the cereal and 5 minutes later they can't have that conversation anymore. Just life has happened, right? So instant communication on the leads, got to have it. The second thing is, and Carl and I have looked back at the numbers and looked at studies on this, and it's that the average online lead isn't at the 0 moment of truth. They're not ready to buy when they actually fill out the online form. It's normally about 4 months down the road that they're actually going to do something, and hardly anybody follows up for 4 months because look at Don.
In this study, 15% bought in the first 90 days, 85% bought after 90 days, right? Yeah. Which is Chris saying like the 4 and 5 months. And the problem is everybody's fighting after the 15%. And the opportunity is nobody's going after after the 85%. So these things, like when somebody, like a trigger lead, they get 175 phone calls in the first week. Most of them don't even buy in the first week or even the first month. It's like 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 months. And that's been the flaw in the business so far.
Yeah, 100%. And then the third thing that really moves the needle is actually having an appointment with somebody when they're ready to take the loan application. And I know that sounds kind of rudimentary, but most people, because we don't have time, we're just sending out oh, hey, yeah, you want to get approved. Here's my link. Go fill out the online application. Well, if you can take that and turn it into a quick 15-minute conversation where you're taking the application over the phone, you can basically double the amount of full apps that you take because you're not losing people to they open up the form, they have a question, there's nobody there to walk them through the question, so they bounce. They're looking for that hand-holding experience. So 1, you got to get back to the leads right away. Number 2, you got to follow up long-term so that you get them when they're ready and they're actually going through the process. And number 3, you want to book them for an appointment to take the loan application, not just send them the loan application link. So how does that all come together with AI? Frank, if it's okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Of course.
So let me know that's, is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we built this thing called Conversation AI, and this is a conversation assistant that is inside the loan officer CRM. But what it is it's artificial intelligence that we've programmed to understand the mortgage industry and have mortgage conversations, and then understand the real estate business and can have real estate conversations. So for those of you that are driving, I'll explain what's on the screen, but basically this thing has 3 modes. You can turn it off where you're just teaching it. You can put it in suggestive mode. So when you're inside the CRM and you're having conversations with new leads that come in, AI is seeing what the person says, writing the responses to the person, but then you have to approve the message in the conversation thread for the message to go out. And if you don't like it, there's a little down thumb, you hit the down thumb, and then you teach the AI how you would answer that question in your voice, and then it remembers it for the next time, anytime anybody asks a question that's similar to that one. And then we've got full autopilot mode. And that is after you've been in suggestive mode for 30 days or 60 days, and you've kind of got the majority of the questions, how you would answer them. Then you just put it in full autopilot mode, and the AI is just having conversations with all of the leads on your behalf. And you never have to actually work the leads because it follows up in real time. As soon as a lead comes in, it instantly follows up with them. But the other thing that it does is it connects to all of the workflows and campaigns that we have inside the CRM. So as soon as the initial conversation with the AI is done, it automatically drops them into a campaign that follows up with that lead for an entire year. So you've got the instant communication and you've got the ongoing follow-up to convert the leads. And then the amazing thing about this, if I flip over here to configure intents, we originally trained this AI to just be like general support, like questions and answers. Then we were able to figure out how to connect the artificial intelligence to your calendar through the CRM. So when we went from just using AI like ChatGPT or Gemini, and we were basically like copying and pasting all of our conversations without the CRM in the middle. Once we had the CRM in the middle, we could connect it to the workflows and campaigns. We could connect it to the calendar. So this thing is actually connected to your calendar. So the AI, when it's having a conversation with somebody, it can say, oh, I see you'd like to submit a mortgage application. Does tomorrow at 2:00 work for you? And it's already looked at your calendar that's synced to the CRM. It knows that 2:00 tomorrow is available. And if that person just texts back, yes, it goes in, takes their contact record from the CRM, books the appointment in the calendar, and responds back to the person like, okay, I got you booked for 2:00. Watch out for an email from us confirming the time. And then it sends the messages to you and to the lead, reminding you that you've both got an appointment. So rather than just sending out a link like, oh, here's our application link, and half of those people don't ever fill out the actual application, it books appointments so that you just show up to a pre-booked appointment with a lead and you're able to actually take the application over the phone. And there's these little questions down here where you can say like, don't book me an appointment with somebody unless they answer these questions. So you can say like, are you currently employed? Do you currently have a down payment? Are you currently looking to buy in the next 6 months? These are fully custom. So you can have people answer these questions before the AI actually lets them on your calendar. So I know this is a lot, but I just want to share one other thing. So what we did was we wanted the AI to be able to speak like you. So not just like a generalized bot that we were giving to everybody, but we wanted it to be custom because everybody has a different flow. Everybody's got a different feeling. You know what I mean? Like Kim's different than Dave, different than Larry, right? And so we created this web crawler. And what the web crawler does is you can punch in a web address, hit get data, and it will learn everything that's on that link. So your website, your social media profiles, your guidelines for all of the different lending products that you have, your brand guide, your standards of service, all of the documentation that you would give a brand new employee when they start with your company. You take those documents, you upload them to the AI, and it customizes that AI just for you. Then, as it's having conversations, you can see this little training section that we have down here. So every time somebody asks a question to the artificial intelligence, it keeps it in this bot response section. And if you don't like the way that the AI has said something, you train it while it's doing it. But if it's in autopilot mode, you just simply go down here, click this pencil icon, and change the response so that it sounds just like you. So over time, eventually you get to a point where every question that you're going to get from a new lead or from a realtor that's coming through a funnel is totally custom to you and your business. So those are like the main things that we've put together in order to convert these online leads. But what it does is it makes it so that you can process 10 leads or 1,000 leads all at the same time with the same bandwidth, with the same quality of it's AI. It never sleeps. It's as good at 11 o'clock on a Friday night as it is on a Monday morning at 10 a.m. It's like the employee that never forgets, never calls in sick. And you can now go to a top performing real estate agent and say, hey, those 200 Zillow leads that you're buying every month, I might not pay for them, but dang, I'm going to convert them. And I've got this AI engine that'll work for both of us. I'll get them pre-approved and refer them back to you. Does that sound fair? Take those leads, drop them into the bot. Bot does all the work. You have appointments that show up on your calendar, and all you're doing is just showing up to appointments that are pre-booked by the AI. So that's what it's all about. And that's our first inaugural little marketing demo. And let's open it up for Q&A, I guess.
I could tell you what, man, it's like,
That's or what? I mean, really,
it's so cool. I was thinking about yesterday. It was Iris who was saying she does these lunch and learns and just is killing it. How fun would it be to open this up on a screen on a lunch and learn with a bunch of agents? Like, all I'm saying is I know you're paying for them, but I'll convert them. Here's how it works. I got this machine, and kind of show them the machine. I bet they'd just be tripping over themselves to say, here's my list. Here's my list. Here's my list. Here's my, I bet that would happen. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it works out really well, because what it does is, because it's having that and I'm using air quotes here, but instant response back to them while it was on their mind, right? While the kids, before they started cooking dinner, so to speak. So it gets a higher conversion rate because of the real-time conversation that it's having. Like, if I'm teaching the lunch and learn and I'm not able to answer the question, it's answering the questions for me. So it converts more of them in that fashion, but more equal, even if it didn't, but it does. But even if it didn't, it enables me to now have that 100, 200, 500, 1,000 conversations without me getting all beat down. Because I tell you what happens, and maybe this is just my personality, because of the conversion rate of historically 1% to 2%, you never know which is the 1 or which is the 2. So it might be number 1 and it might be number 78. And with my personality, if I get, people blowing me off 76 times, by the time I get to 77, I'm like, what the hell do you want? Say that. That's I'm being honest here. That's what's in my head. And so I've copped a little bit of an attitude, and now I might lose that one, not because they were bad, but because I've been beat up all morning. I've had 78 people throwing punches at me or ignoring me, saying, wait, I don't remember who you are. What are you talking about? I didn't do that. So they did it yesterday, along with 5 other things, and they honestly don't remember it. It's not their fault. It's my fault for not having a way to get back to them in real time. And so number 1, it converts more of them because it's able to have that real conversation in real time. And then number 2, it doesn't get battle weary from getting rejected 78 times and cop a little bit of an attitude like I do. And so it's fresh every single time. And so it's able to find that 2% and close them and enable me to load a lot more on there, because now I don't have time constraint, because now my time is only spent with those that are on my calendar that answered my qualifying questions. And those convert much, 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 much higher.
Awesome.
Fascinating. Let's get to some questions. Donna, got your hand up there.
Yeah, I have a question. I mean, Chris, you talked about, hello, Chris. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So I have questions about the campaigns. There's a lot that go into the campaign. Like, I want to start the marketing, and there's a lot of things that go in there. And I am in no way techie. Chris, I wish I had a quarter of your brain for the tech stuff, but it's just not me. But I'm just trying to figure out, because I want to put in a link to do that, and I don't know how to do it in the flyers to get out to previous clients and agents. So where do I go from there? I know you guys say it's really easy, but not for me.
Hey, everything is hard the first time. And that's totally okay. Me too. I was messing around with some avatars yesterday, and I got a little bit overwhelmed. So me too. But we've got you. So every member of the loan officer CRM has been assigned a success coach. So you actually have a member of our team that is responsible for making sure that you get that campaign launched, and we're there for you. Now, we've got 4 calls every day, which are group calls, but you can also call the office and ask for help, and we're there to help you. So they'll literally walk you through what button to press, or even hop on a Zoom, share your screen, and help click the buttons for you. So we've got you. Krista, if we could reach out today and let's set up a call and let's get that button clicked. Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. And Donna, thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, Mark Boone, what you got, man?
Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. So I'm new on the AI, and I tried the putting your link in there for it to think like you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would just describe. Can I put Carl's link in there so it could think like Carl without using Carl's name?
Yes, 100% you can.
But
But
jokes and stuff like that. So be careful with that.
As long as we're not paying any royalties.
Yeah. And what we just did was we just created a training document. So this is a little, I guess, tweak that just give me just 1 second here. Let me show you how this works. So if we go back to our bot training, you'll notice that this last link that I plugged in here is a Google document. So Carl and I ran a little test inside a Facebook group about a month or so ago, and we said, hey, what are the top questions that you get asked by your clients all of the time? What are the number 1 questions that you get as a loan officer? And then we took those questions, we took them back to the mortgage team, and we said, how would you write the responses to these mortgage questions? And then we programmed them into this AI. So what's the highest I can get pre-approved for? What are escrows? Do you have to run my credit? What's your online application link? How do we book an appointment? What's your interest rate? So we already have all of the answers to all of these most frequently asked questions built right into the system. But then it was like, okay, well, every member is going to have to go in and copy and paste the questions and answers. So what I did was we created a Google Doc that we update in real time. And then every account that we launch, we load the Google Doc so you get the most up-to-date version of all of the Q&A that happens in the mortgage industry that we've compiled for you with our Mortgage Marketing Animals scripted responses pre-built into the bot. So it's not even copying Carl, it's copying the best-in-class mortgage conversion preloaded into your AI. It's like giving it I don't know. So I've got young kids. My kids are 7 and 9, and we just watched the Megamind movie. And Megamind gets like you got your regular brain, and then you get the Megamind, and it's kind of like we pre-program your AI with the Megamind for you. So a little bit of a rant, but that's how we do it.
Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, one quick question. I'll make sure that we cover. Somebody's asking, are there any other than the monthly charge for the CRM, which is loan officer CRM.ai, loan officer CRM AI. They're saying, hey, what other charges are there? And there is you can probably explain in 15 seconds. It'll take me 2 minutes. Tell them about the texting.
Yeah, for sure. So we have direct cost billing inside the software. So for text messages that you send, you just pay our carrier rate. But the more people we get on the system, the larger our discount is, and we pass that through to you. So it's literally, less than pennies to send text messages through the system, but you pay that billing direct. So our average user is less than $10 a month in usage to send the text messages and the emails and everything through the system. So that's all taken care of.
Sometimes we use the words, like my rule of thumb has always been anything less than $50 is free. But we need to make sure we spell this out. So it's unlikely that you're going to be anything over $10 a month. So it's like nothing. What most CRM programs do is they just charge you an extra $50. And then, they use that $10 to pay the courier fees that everybody has to pay. And then, the other 40, which is totally cool, is extra profit. And we decided not to do that. So we just pass it on. Whatever it is, that's what they charge us. That's what you get, but it's insignificant. So what you got, Andre?
Hey, Carl, how you doing? Hey, Frank. Hey, Chris. How you guys doing?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
hey. So, real quick question. So, I've been using it for a few months. It's awesome, by the way. So, a lot of old leads I would never have called. They're still coming in. Some of the agents don't even know like how we got those, but it's pretty cool. So, that was really cool. But I had a question. So, I was kind of like I got it pretty quickly, and so there was kind of a bunch of original campaigns that you guys had running. And I think there's been a lot of updates to a lot of the campaigns. So my question is, do you have like a sheet somewhere or like an information sheet where, we have like a menu of the campaigns and like the date updated so we can kind of get in there quick and usher in the new campaigns to the different DSP days.
Great
Man.
idea.
Does that make sense?
That is a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
And
it-
we're launching
So,
a new
Andre-
campaign a week. So every week there's a new enhancement or a new campaign that comes out, and a menu would be brilliant. I think that's a great idea.
So, Andre, yes, absolutely, we have that, and it'll be available in about 7 days.
I knew you guys thought of that one. Yeah, no, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that would be perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're past the top of the hour, but we got a couple more hands up. Let's get through these questions and we'll move on. But Matt, what you got?
Just real quick. Hey, Chris, what workflow/campaign are you referring to dump these leads into?
So what we just showed you is not a campaign. So this is an AI that takes all your inbound leads. So it can take leads from text messages.
Gotcha.
So Facebook, if you're running Facebook ads and people are like sending DMs to your Facebook business page, it can DM back and forth on your Facebook and your Instagram profiles for you. It messages back and forth as your Google business page. So you just set all of the different lead generation sources basically that you're putting into this thing, and then it responds back. The other thing that you can do, Matt, is you can go into a workflow, create a workflow, put a lead source at the top, wherever you're getting the leads from. Let's say it's Zillow, right? Dump the Zillow leads into that workflow. And then we have a section in there that says Conversation AI. And you just connect workflow to Conversation AI. And then whatever lead source you want to put in and have that AI bot have a conversation with it, you just load it in through a workflow. And you can put any lead source you want in there.
So,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
So you're saying you don't have to. So okay, I didn't quite get that. Let me understand that, Chris. So let's say you've got a realtor gives you a spreadsheet of, hey, here's all my dead leads from that are 180 days old, right?
Yep.
Or less. I can upload those into the system, give them a tag, right? Or something like that. Do I have to drop them into a setup workflow, or can the AI conversation just understand people that have this tag? I'm going to start talking to them.
Frank, you get the best questions. So that's a workflow. So that would be, because it's an aged lead and it's not happening in real time,
right?
You would take that, and there's a campaign in there called the AI Aged Lead Activator. It's specifically designed to reopen the conversation and then continue that conversation and follow up on those leads. So that's a workflow because it's an aged lead. These campaigns are, I've got a realtor or I have a lead source, and let's say you're running an ad, and you run an ad and it says, hey, if you want to get a real-time mortgage quote, text rate to whatever the phone number is on your system. When that person texts that phone number, the AI automatically has the texting conversation back and forth with that lead, but the lead has to be coming in real time. So you can set it up a Zillow lead. It's not the aged Zillow leads that interact with the AI. It's the new Zillow lead that fills out the form that gets the instant response back when they fill out the Zillow.
Got it. But you can connect the AI conversation to a workflow, which would be the AI Age Lead Activator.
That's right.
Am I hearing that right?
Yep.
So we can do both. We can handle their old stuff and we can handle the live stuff.
That's right. Yeah. Or when you launch a campaign on aged leads, as soon as the conversation re-engages, it's the AI that's having the conversation on the lead that you've reactivated.
Okay. Awesome. Bill Whitmore, what you got?
So Chris, I have a question for you. I met you when I was down in Florida. My question is, with the system that you have, you obviously you prepare this in such a way that you have certain milestones or things that you have put into place to set up the CRM. So if I currently have the AI CRM through you folks already, is there a way that we could get the data, how you set this system up, so that at least that way we could be better prepared for when we have our, say, meeting with Ben next week? So if we want to go ahead and review this and figure out the triggers that we want to put into it, reviewing how you did it on your end, is there a way that we could get that? That's question one. Question two, Chris, is there a way to get a copy of this recorded Zoom call so that way when I do talk to Ben next week, I'm better prepared with all the data and material that I need to present with him so he can help me walk through this?
Man, Bill, great question. I'm one of those dudes that can only do one thing at a time. So 2 questions are tricky for me, but I'll do my best.
Then let me give you a third. No, I'm just
No, so super quick. So Ben knows all of the triggers in the campaign, and the way that we build everything for members is all of the triggers in the workflows are pre-set up the way that I do them and the way that they work. So when you're launching a workflow, it's already pre-built into it. You don't even have to customize anything to it. It's all built in there. Frank, recordings, members only?
Yes. So yeah, if you want to get a recording, you have. We do provide the recordings of Breakfast Clubs in the for MMA members. It's on the website under classes. All the recordings are there. Were you going to say something, Carl?
Just what you said.
Just what I said. Oh, okay, good. Nailed it. Cool. All right. So one more, and we'll try and get on out of here. Brad, what you got, man?
Hey, real quick, in responding to those online leads there, how quickly can we respond when a lead comes in? If I'm not answering the phone personally, can I do a voice answer with AI and, immediately get in there? Certain lenders have auto dialers, and I'm just trying to see if I can slip in there a little quicker.
So the AI basically eliminates the auto dialer by engaging them via text. 100% after looking at all of the usage on the system, text messaging is your #1 communication channel to convert people, especially when it's an instant response to somebody. So even if they call in and you text back, getting them in that text messaging conversation counts as the conversion method, and the AI does that. So if it's an inbound phone call, inbound text, it's gonna primarily try and convert the lead via text messaging. So that basically takes care of it for you. Now, the great thing about your system is you can customize it however you want. So you can set up lead notifications on conversations. So not every lead triggers a notification, but if the bot responds to them and they respond back to the bot, you can be notified of that. So you can set the system to text you or email you when that conversation is happening. So you can get a real-time notification of, hey, I've got a conversation happening here. Let me pop into the CRM and take over from the AI. So if you want to invest the time to convert them and not let the AI take them all the way to the appointment, you can hop in on those conversations, but only the ones that really matter in real time.
All right. Well, here we are, guys. We are at 9 or 10 minutes after the top of the hour on our very first Friday Loan Officer Breakfast Club, the Complete Loan Officer. I think that's awesome. I got to reshare my screen, but I tell you what, man, this was a lot of fun. What do you guys think about this? Good stuff. Good stuff. How about some thumbs up, man, in the chat or whatever? Good stuff. Okay, cool. So the best way to engage with the AI CRM, if you don't have it, just go to loanofficercrm.ai. Loanofficercrm.ai. If you want to engage with the CRM. Any other links we need to provide, Krista, before we push the "we're out of here" button, or I can't remember. Or is that it?
I want to provide a booking link if you are interested in finding out more about the Loan Officer CRM AI. I put the link in there, and I'm going to drop a booking link so you can schedule.
Okay, so go ahead and do that real quick. Have you done that? Is that in?
It is in.
Okay, there's the link right there. It's LOCRM demo. So it is a speakable link. LOCRM demo. If you have not had a demo on it, there you go. You can get that done. I think we're pretty much good to go. What a great fun time, man. These Fridays are going to be pretty exciting. So Chris Johnstone, thanks so much, man. Super appreciate you, brother. And Carl, any parting words, or are you listening to Steely Dan?
As we're doing our outro music.
Yes.
So again, locrmdemo.com. As we're playing the outro music, what you doing this weekend? Type it in the chat. I'd love to see what everybody's doing this weekend. So it's Friday.
There you go. What are you doing this weekend, man? You getting your CRM going? I am. Goodness gracious. This is fun stuff, actually. I really love it. All right. Got some open house going on. Dance competition. Wow. Oh, hosting an investor seminar. That's cool. Open houses, yard work, pre-approvals, and CRM. Working on CRM. Yeah, man. Me too. Open house. Good stuff, man. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for joining us here on a Friday at the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. We'll see you next Friday, but of course, next Monday. We'll see you there. You guys have a great one. Catch you later. Adios. Bye-bye.